Holy Cow, the Hare Krishna contribution to vegetarianism and animal rights. Stephen Rosen. Introduction. The spiritual master was asked how to obtain enlightenment. Like this, he replied, and popped a piece of prasadam, sacred vegetarian food, into his mouth. Quoted in Back to Godhead magazine. If the way to a person's heart is through the stomach, then access to the soul may be found in dietary practices. So, believe members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, more commonly known as the Hare Krishna movement, a familiar sight in most major cities of the Western world. Krishna devotees parade through the streets in distinctly Indian dress, chanting and singing and proclaiming the glory of God. They show up at rock concerts, baseball games, airports, and other public venues, distributing their books and making their message of love for God, Krishna, available to all. Their message includes the importance of vegetarianism and animal rights, for they teach a form of love that is all-encompassing, extending from each member of movement to Krishna and to the entire created world. Indeed, the devotees see every living being as part and parcel of Krishna, and thus worthy of their highest affections. This is elaborated upon by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, 1896–1977, the founder and spiritual preceptor of the Hare Krishna movement, while commenting on a particular Sanskrit verse. He, the devotee of Krishna, is merciful because he is a well-wisher of all living entities. He is not only a well-wisher of human society, but a well-wisher of the animal society as well. It is said here, Sarva Dehinam, which indicates all living entities who have accepted material bodies. Not only does the human being have a material body, but other living beings, such as cats and dogs, also have material bodies. The devotee of the Lord is thus merciful to everyone, the cats, dogs, trees, etc. He treats all living entities in such a way that they can ultimately get salvation from this material entanglement. Prabhupada was often quoted as saying, "Real philosophy is nothing more than this: friendliness to all living entities." Naturally, this sense of universal camaraderie and compassion has far-reaching implications, mandating not only welfare work among humans, but also vegetarianism and kindness to animals. On a practical level, this manifests in the lives of all ISKCON members as a vow to abstain from eating meat. It also manifests as a plethora of vegetarian food programs where devotees freely distribute sacred edibles, prasadam, to needy people throughout the world. This is called Food for Life, FFL, and has been honored as one of the most important free food initiatives the world has yet seen, on a par with the work of Mother Teresa. This same food distribution technique also benefits the rest of society through ISKCON's well-established Sunday Love Feast, where literally hundreds of thousands of plates of delicious vegetarian food are distributed weekly. Devotees also own and manage many successful vegetarian restaurants around the world, and they are the authors of numerous award-winning cookbooks. In addition, they have established successful farm communities, cow protection and adoption programs, and have given the world an elaborate theology of eating, explaining the science of how to determine what is proper food for human consumption, and how to turn ordinary vegetarian delights into energizing and sumptuous spiritual fare. These are some of the subjects this book will cover. The growth of ISKCON in the 1960s coincided with the growth of vegetarianism as an expression of non-violence in a time of objectionable warfare. That is, ISKCON and vegetarianism enjoyed a contemporary as well as historical synchronicity. In fact, it will become evident here that ISKCON in many ways spearheaded the widespread appreciation of vegetarianism and animal rights in the United States and Europe. Thus, this book will focus on ISKCON's pioneering and even visionary efforts in popularizing vegetarian cuisine and the compassionate treatment of animals in the West. How they did so from the days of their first Sunday Love Feast in 1966 and how they continue to do so in the present day.